South Africa 73, Wales nil. Wow. What just happened? What just happened? 73 nil. You can't even say it's an understrength Springbok team anymore because obviously they had so many unavailable players, but they just beat Wales in Wales 73 nil. I understand Wales are going through a tough time right now. I understand that it might not be the strongest point in Wales rugby history, but 73 nil is a huge score. This Springbok team just made a statement, and they made a massive statement. That backline from the Springboks was looking incredible. Now, Ricey's going to have some selection problems going forward. I mean, Easthuizen was, for me, the clear man of the match. For me, he was incredible next to Dale Lindy as well. They looked very comfortable together. So this is a good issue to have going forward, a good selection crisis to have. Brings a lot of squad depth, brings a lot more people into the equation. I mean, Moody having great games as well. Curly Orange is going to be a bit stressed about his position now. Ethan Hooker having great games, finishing off tries he should not have any right to finish off. The Springboks have a very, very positive problem right now, and it's that there is too many players that are good enough to start. So the problem right now is that the coaches have to make decisions on who should be the guys starting and who should be the guys not. So I think this is a very positive, very, very positive end to the year for the Springboks, and it's going to look very good going into 2027, especially with the squad depth. Because, I mean, you have a lot of games that not all the teams play, not all the starting teams play. There's going to be like the last World Cup, the likes of Tonga. In the previous World Cups, you have Namibia and players like and teams like that where you want to rest your main guys and you want to play the guys below them. But now there's guys. I honestly don't even know who's going to be the starting position in any position. I mean, first of all, I have to say I think that Etzebeth red card was a deserved red card. I think that was silly. Let's be honest, that was silly. He didn't. There was no need to do that, and that was a clear eye gouge. I think he's going to have a break for a long time. I don't know if he wanted to take a break from maybe not playing URC for a while. That could be why he did it. But yeah, that was not smart at all. And I think Ruan Kia has completely outshone him this year. If I have to be honest about something, I think Ruan Kia this year has been the Springboks' best lock by far. And I think he's had an incredible season. And I think he is the go-to guy in the locks going forward. And I think Archie Snyman has probably been the second best lock this year. Obviously being a bit more influential from the bench. And we'll probably see that going forward. But yeah, Etzebeth, and not Etzebeth's best season in a Springbok jersey, if we have to be honest with ourselves here. Probably his worst season in a Springbok jersey. I mean, the results have said the Springboks have had a good season, but for him personally, he hasn't been at the form we've known him to be at. He hasn't been that same player that got nominated for World Player of the Year a few years ago, and he's been quite outshone by Ruan Nortje this year and even Archie Snyman. So a lot to work on for him going forward, and I mean, a mistake like that is just not something you want to see. I mean, as a Springbok supporter myself, we don't want to see stuff like that. I'm fine if they get into a bit of a scuffle and stuff. Sometimes you enjoy seeing that because it shows they care, but stuff like that should just be taken out of the game completely. And I won't be surprised if he has quite a lengthy ban, and maybe he could use a break from club rugby and stuff and get ready for next year's season. Big opening game against England as well, so that's going to be massive. Hopefully Rossi can put some warm-up games together, maybe against the likes of Argentina or a Portugal again this year, and like a Georgia, which really helped going into the season. Because starting off against a team like England next year, who's on big-time form, is going to be a great way to start the year. But yeah, let's look at the positive side. 73 nil. I think it was the biggest ever defeat Wales has taken in Wales, which is a very, 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 very big achievement for the Springboks. I mean, I know this was not Wales' best team, but if you look at some of the players out there, there's still some good players from Wales. You've got Rio Dyer, Dowie Lake. You have a lot of good players there. And I mean, I really hope for Wales' sake that we can see Wales again climb to what they used to be. I know for a fact as a South African fan, you always stress for a Wales game. Wales are always your kryptonite. They've always been South Africa's kryptonite because they match the style that South Africa plays so well, and they match their physicality, they match their kicking game. They're just a very, very good side, and I would like to see this team, this squad, get to those levels again. I mean, last week looked very positive against New Zealand. I know they lost, but it looked more positive, and I would like to see that going forward. And hopefully, with the full strength side, it'll look a bit more like that going forward. So, for Wales' sake, and for any Wales fans watching, I really hope that your team can get back to where they used to be, and I'm quite confident, and I'm really rooting for Wales to get there because we need Wales to be good in international rugby because they are a quality side. I mean, I think I read that they're the last team that's won the Six Nations and been undefeated in the Six Nations. So the last undefeated team in the Six Nations. That just shows how much of a good rugby nation they are. So we really want to see them get back to what they were. That Millennium Stadium or Principality, what they call it now, incredible stadium. It's definitely on my bucket list to go there. 100% it's on my bucket list. So I think maybe next year I'm going to try to get a game there, maybe a Six Nations game. But yeah, all in all, disappointing season for Wales. Very, very positive season for South Africa. One of their best seasons in recent memory. One of the best seasons I can remember from the Springboks. Obviously, besides 2009 and 2023, outside of those years, I think this is one of the better seasons I can remember. Obviously, I wasn't alive back in the 1900s to realize those seasons, but for the seasons I've been alive for, this has been one of the best seasons for sure. So a massive positive for the Springboks, and just a massive positive showing all the depth that they can have. I mean, you get the likes of Johan Grobler had a good game today, Volkelo had a good game, Gerard Steenkamp had a good game, Ronald Kia played excellent, Jean Klein just looks so comfortable next to Ronald Kia, and they play so well together. Siya Kolisi was good, Jasper Wiese had an incredible game. I mean, Franco Mostert is just a workhorse. Morne van der Berg had a very, very good game. It's very good to see him get some game time and some minutes, and I know he's been learning a lot from Kobus Reinach and from Faf and those guys, so it's really good to see that in Grant Williams. I know Esthuizen had an incredible game, Dale Lindy had a good game, Moody and Ethan Hooker had a good game, and Damian Willemse and Sasha have just been so quality together. I mean, Damian Willemse for me is probably my Springbok player of the year, but I will have videos coming out of that, of the whole Springbok season review, the whole 2025 player ratings, rating every player based on their 2025 performances, so don't miss that as well. But yeah, massive game for the Springboks. 73-0. Wow, what an end to the year. Any Springbok fan can be happy with that, and I think the Springboks will go home satisfied from this, being undefeated in the end of year tour. They'll have things to work on. It definitely wasn't perfect, but I know you don't ever get such a thing as a perfect performance. You don't get such a thing, but it was not perfect, but there's things to work on, but very, very positive. And it's very good to see the influence Tony Brown has made. It's good to see that Jerry Flannery has had some very big impact on the defense as well. Because at a point earlier in the year, it was looking a bit sketchy there, but obviously it takes time to build into those systems. So it was very good to see. But guys, that's it for our full-time reaction. Our last one of the year for the Springboks. We'll have some URC, Premiership, Champions Cup, Top 14, Six Nations, all that coming out to you soon. World Cup draw as well, so don't miss it. And I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account now, so if you guys do enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please, that's where you can do it. So you guys, will see you in the next video. Cheers.